Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to 2020 and the Naked Truth podcast. Well, this is the video, not the podcast.
Yes.
So,
Welcome to 2020. And today we wanted to just share a few kind of routines for 2020 and some tips, maybe.
yeah, because we're talking and I hate New Year's resolutions. I hate those words. So we're talking about that and we decided we like the word plan instead. Like, what's your plan for this year?
Yep.
It just sounds more doable. A resolution sounds like when you're on a diet, because you're on the diet, you can go off the diet. So a resolution feels the same way to me. So a plan is like, I've got all year to get through this.
And a resolution kind of reminds me of something that you set yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, I didn't make that, so that's it. And
Yeah.
you don't really put an end date on it, more of kind of a lifestyle.
Yes, a lifestyle change.
Instead of a resolution.
And just keep progressing.
Yes.
Getting better.
Better.
And one thing we were talking about as well earlier, because we talk a lot.
We do.
Marie Kondo. Everyone's heard about that, how you simplify your life and get in. You're like out.
Oh, sorry.
Get in. Come in here with me. Come on. Marie Kondo. So we thought we're going to Marie Kondo our lives this year. And
Clean out our bad energy.
Yeah.
Clean out lots of different.
and just like this, I don't know, if, like when you're cleaning out your clothes, you say, does this give me joy? And if it gives you joy or you don't want it anymore, you say thank you for everything you've given me and you get rid of the piece of clothes. We don't want you to do that with your family and friends, like to say thank you and see you later and get rid of them. But mentally, just think, does this person bring me joy and happiness and positivity? And if they don't, and you can kind of like step away from them, but if they can't, then you can, I don't know, surround yourself with positivity so they don't suck the life out of you.
Yes.
We're going to talk about something with light.
Yes. So recently, listening to a podcast, the Mind Love podcast, and she was interviewing someone. I actually just bought the book. I'll have to look up the name of the book in a minute, but they were basically talking about how everyone is intuitive, but everyone is kind of each of us have different ways to be intuitive. Some people take on other people's energy, which is what a lot of females do. A lot of women tend to be that way. And so I definitely know I'm an empath, and I know Joanna's an empath. And you can be out in public and all of a sudden you go home and you're like, oh, why do I feel icky and I don't feel good? My energy's drained. You feel very drained and exhausted, and you're kind of like, is this my junk or is this someone else's junk? And so what they were saying to do, which I thought was really good, is to put a white light around you as like a bubble of protection. And not necessarily, and you can even do this with friends or family or definitely going out in public with strangers because you don't know what their stuff is. But still be, as empaths, we want to help people, and so we want to be loving. And so she was saying that you can have a pink outer rim of your white light that still radiates love, so you're still helping and sending out love, but you're not taking in other, bad mojo that you're going to then bring home, and then you're going to need to clear that energy, like you were saying. So it's kind of all goes hand in hand, but just I think that I'm gonna definitely.
And it sounds like hocus pocusy, like magic hippie shit, but but it's not. It's like basically you're surrounding yourself with a positive light, like a shield almost, so people can't suck the energy out of you.
And we are all energy anyway. That's what we are. So it makes perfect sense to do it.
Yeah. It does.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we should talk about like our plans that we've made just really quickly for the year.
And so and with that, some like habits and routines, morning routines, evening routines that we want to do. And so what is something that you're doing this year that's like or to start your year off,
so me,
morning routine?
I knew what I wanted to do like before New Year's Eve hit or New Year's Day. I wanted to start meditating more, to become just more spiritual, more grounded, and more focused, I guess, and more organized. I'd never really had a routine. I just woke up, jumped out of bed, got straight on my phone, looked at social media while I drank my coffee. This year, from January 1, before I even like get out of bed, I do a 10-minute meditation. I just found them on YouTube. You can just like look them up and just like subscribe. And there's different ones to choose from. Like one's about positivity, starting your day. It's just like feels really good just to start your day like that. And also I have a gratitude journal, which I've spoken about before, which I've hated because I hate writing in journals. But this year I've taken on a happy, positive note to it, and I look at it and I'm like, thank it. I even thank the journal. But I've written it just for like 2.5 minutes in the morning, and then in the evening I come back to it and write did I do the things I wanted to do in that day, and like how do I feel, things that were great. It's like 2.5 minutes in the morning, 2.5 in the evening, and it just makes a big difference.
Oh, you do it morning and night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's called the 5-minute journal. You can look it up. It's really good. It's like $20 or something. But in the morning and the evening, and also I meditate after I do it. And in the evening, I don't meditate, but I listen to, it's called binaural beats. It's like sacred acoustics.
Yeah.
And it's just like music. You listen with headphones. I think it's like 20 minutes. And it's different frequencies that go in one ear and different frequencies in the other ear, and some of them are so low that you can't even hear them, can't perceive them, but the brain can. So it goes into your brain, and it's crazy. Like when you're listening to these things, it's very soothing, and some of them have like a relaxation. But yeah, it helps me to like calm my brain down for the evening and just fall asleep and have the best night's sleep ever. We'll try and like link some of these like underneath the videos, so you can look them up and like try them, because it's really helpful. So other than that, like health and fitness, which I do all the time anyway, so that's not really a plan, but I'm going to keep on it.
Like for my kids have done some meditation just on I've downloaded an app. Would you have your kids do that one as well? For just kind of
short
relaxing?
ones, like a 5 to 10 minute one, I think, for kids. But also something else I learned when you're meditating, because I always thought laying down, which you can do, like at night when I do the binaural beats. It's like a funny word. I do it laying down because I'm about to fall asleep. But other meditation, you're meant to be sitting. So even if you're leaning against a wall, so then like you're connected like in this upright position, so you don't fall asleep. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Okay.
And sometimes with meditation too, a lot of people think that you have to be, still laying down or in some weird pose or whatever. And a lot of times, I mean, some of the stuff I've listened to and heard is that for me, like running or walking, just being still when your mind and whatever, like, can also be meditating. So for me, a lot of times running will put me in that zone of meditation, or just on a walk, something in nature.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have done the sitting down as well.
But there are some meditations that, what do they call that when they walk you through it? Guided meditation.
Yes.
There are some on the one I found that you can like be walking through the woods. It's different ones that you can actually walk, and like they guide you through the meditation. They're not all sitting.
Yeah. I love that.
But when I used to meditate or try, I'd start thinking about everything in the world. I go down these little tracks and thinking, gosh, I'm not even like meditating. And that's okay. That's what I learned. Also, you don't beat yourself up. You just continue and just like, you let that thought come in and like you let it go. And then, that's why I like the guide, because you're listening to their voice.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people turn away, or they're like, I don't know how to meditate. And I was kind of the same
It sounds
way.
boring.
Yeah.
Too.
And just like
no, I haven't got the time.
Just in my head, I kind of get the ADD going when I meditate. I try to, and this isn't working for me, or I concentrate too hard, and then I'm like, I just give up. Yeah. So I think for me, I think a guided meditation would be better.
Yes, definitely.
And just kind of getting into that zone of, and also just being present with your thoughts and controlling your thoughts is really,
because they're telling you what to do and like what to think about, and it's just like so much better. But
we'll have to put the
we'll put the link to that. It's just like one I found on YouTube. It's a good one. That also, what's in my notes? I've got here, like basically it's like about plans. Like imagine where you, like who you are right now, how you feel in your body and everything in your life. Imagine where you'll be in 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. And if you're not doing anything and you're happy with how you are and you don't want to grow, well, you're just like fine. Well, that's what's going to happen in the future. If you want to change, if you're thinking, I imagine what I'm going to feel like in 6 weeks if I start this like fitness program or health, like new eating regimen or whatever you call it, or like meditation, or like start a new job, or like start studying for something. Imagine what it's going to feel like in 6 weeks or 6 months, and that can motivate you right now to begin. Anyway, also we're talking about progress, like
and visualize yourself there. Visualize yourself in the future. I listened to another podcast today. I know, but
that's why we're sharing all this, because we listen to all the podcasts, so then we share what we learn.
Yes. So, like an example of that would be if you can imagine yourself. Like I'll use the example of if I'm a nail biter, and I can imagine myself being a person that doesn't bite their nails. And
who does that seem to you? Like somebody who's calm and control?
Yeah, so visualize that person, and basically, it's like, okay, imagine yourself the kind of person who doesn't do blank, or imagine yourself the kind of person who does do. Who do you want that to be? And then step into that person and visualize it. And I actually did do this without knowing it.
Yeah.
Because I bit my nails until I was
you did?
in my 20s, and I just one day said, I don't want to be that person anymore, and I literally did that. I don't know why I'm using that as an example, but
that's good.
But it's kind of like,
or like I don't want to be the person who overreacts and gets too emotional in my reactions and takes everything personally. So I imagine what I would be like. What people I know who don't do that, and like I want to be like that.
Exactly. I've actually
so you
taken
fake it until you make it
almost. And it's kind of like, you know, people do visualization boards or whatever, and you know, you put but I think this takes it one step further than just putting a picture on a poster board, because you just it's in your head and you're visualizing that. And friends like Joanna and other friends that I admire and respect, and I pull certain traits out of their personality traits that I think I love and I think are really great. I kind of, you kind of pick up on those, but if I visualize myself, you know, being more that way, and
like almost thinking like, how would so and so react in this situation?
Exactly,
and then react how they would, and like you're actually, it's not like you're changing your personality, but like you're bringing a great aspect of that person into yourself. That's good.
Yeah, and it does work. I mean,
it takes practice.
It does take practice
and time. Well, that's another thing we're gonna hit on is how long does it take to actually get into like this good practice or form a good habit or something? And everyone always says 21 days. It's 21 days. But I did a little research, and the reason they say that, it was a doctor from 1950, plastic surgeon, Dr. Maxwell Metz, I think, and he actually would notice if he gave somebody a nose job, it took them 21 days for them to get used to looking at their new face, or if someone's limb was amputated, 21 days, they'd always feel like they had a phantom limb. It took 21 days before people started to accept and like their brain started to like get into gear. So he said it starts at 21 days. It can take up to like a year. So people are always thinking, if I'm not there at 21 days, I haven't formed a good habit.
Right.
No, it begins at least 21 days to form a habit. So give yourself time and don't quit.
That's good. Yeah.
Progress.
Because like we said, if then they give up or they beat themselves up, which leads us into self-care and not beating yourself up. And I think, you know, life's hard, and we are hardest on ourselves. And this year for me, for 2020, I really want to, you know, everyone's saying self-care, but really just learning to, you know, love yourself and put yourself first. You had a good analogy.
Yes. With this, the
plane.
Basically, when you're in a plane, when the oxygen comes down, they don't say put it on your children, put it on your husband, put it on everyone around you, and then put it on yourself. No, put it on yourself, because once you can take care of yourself, you can take care of everyone around you. And it's like that in life. Take care of yourself, and then you're a better mother, friend, spouse.
So in this scenario, you would probably put the oxygen mask on first, and then right?
Yes, I'd put my oxygen mask on,
I'm like
and then I'd help her, because she's like my daughter.
She would help me.
I'm the mama.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's so true. I mean, you're a better everything. A friend, like you said, mother.
Yes. I think you said I'm a better friend. Or I'm better than everything.
You are. If you take care of yourself, and you know, the other day I was just telling her, you know, I tend to beat myself up sometimes. I mean, we all do, but you just, you know, you have to
cut yourself some slack.
Cut yourself,
and love yourself.
Yeah.
Like how you treat other people, you should be treating yourself 10 times better, but we don't. We treat everyone else nicely. We're kind to everyone. Kind compliments, nice words, but then we speak to ourselves like we're our enemy, like you hate yourself.
Yeah.
You need to be kind to yourself. I'd like to look at a photo of yourself when you were 10 years old, and how would you speak to that little girl or little boy? Yes. That's how you should be speaking to yourself now. Be kind to yourself, like, because that's still the same person inside.
Really being in control of your thoughts and being present is huge, I think, with that, because, you know, stopping that thought.
Yes.
And just like, okay, like, hearing it, seeing it, or whatever, and then just letting it go. I mean, you can't.
Yeah. Like if you are mean, just be like, just say sorry to yourself even. God, I'm sorry I just said that to you, because you're fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're trying. You're making progress.
Yeah.
That's another, progress isn't like this. That's another thing I was going to say. Progress, everyone thinks we're just like climbing up the steps and getting closer to it. And progress can be like 1 step forward, 3 steps back, step sideways. Oh, now we're plateauing. Oh, now we're making progress. It's like it's not a nice thing. It's like up and down. It's like relationships. Sometimes you're good. Sometimes you're having fights. Sometimes you're making up. Sometimes you're really happy. It's just like that with like any goal you set for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a straight line.
Yep.
When you see someone successful or happy, like they've been through a lot of crap to get there.
Yep, exactly. And sometimes I do this little trick, like in my mind. I know, right? Create your own television show on where do you want to be in your life, and kind of like the visualizing, but just kind of create that little show in your head,
Like
and
a
like
reality
almost
TV
like a
show?
character. You're a character in your own. I mean, you are in charge of your life. You're in
Yeah.
your own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so you can kind of play it out like that, and you know that eventually. I mean, your thoughts become reality, right? So
Yeah.
you know, bring that to your thoughts, and then just kind of your own
Like
pilot
kind of
for
look
your
at
own
your
TV
life
show. Look
and
at
just
your
think,
life.
wow,
and
my life is like a sad, dramatic, like depressing
You would
movie,
become-
or like, oh, I'm a fun sitcom. My life.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of positive. And
Yeah.
another thing, you know, as far as habits for the new year.
Our battery was low for a
Battery
second.
was low.
But we saved. I got some oxygen
Because
on.
I drain the phone batteries with my.
Yes.
Okay. So, what was I saying? I was saying about, at night.
Yes.
And I know your routine is to
Mhm.
do that. And so at night, I've been kind of doing more stretching. You know, I don't watch a whole lot of TV,
Yeah.
but I've just been doing more like stretching and kind of relaxing with my tea. And I'm drinking whatever tea, a chamomile or.
It's a routine.
It's a routine, yeah. Or the Organifi, the
Mhm.
turmeric tea.
Yes.
I've been drinking that, and it kind of relaxes me. Joanna and I both take CBD.
Yes,
which-
really, it is a big help. And also, we both drink the same magnesium drink.
Yes.
I think it's called Calm. You can link that too.
Mhm.
It's like a magnesium drink because I don't know if you know, magnesium is so important for sleeping.
Yes, getting
Yeah.
getting sleep is super
Yeah.
important
Yeah, it's
for
the
our
beginning of
bodies to rest.
For our
So
brain. And setting up your room. I know we've gone all over the place. with
I
this,
know,
but
we
setting
have.
up your room so it's a perfect place to sleep. I have a salt lamp next to my bed, so I read. And it's like really hard because I'm blind when I have to read. So I'm reading by a salt lamp, but it's more natural. It's like basically back in the day we
Yep.
were around campfires and it was dark. We didn't have like all these lights and like, especially blue lights from your phone. So you got to get rid of that like an hour before you go to bed. I'm not always that good because sometimes
I know.
I'm checking on
It's-
stuff
but
in
it's-
bed.
yeah.
But it's true. You need to get rid of that. That's something I
You
should
do.
work on. But I'm having natural light, like candles, which you're not going to have in your room. But like the salt lamps are really good. It's like a very dim light in your room.
And Sean Stevens' book,
Yes.
Sleep
health or sleep.
Sleep Better.
Sleep,
Sleep Smarter, something.
sleep smarter. Sleep more better.
It's really So and it's true. So I'm like the night Nazi. I will cover up every little light, even if my kids have
Yes.
sleepovers and friends are over. I'm like,
Just get
we'll
some
cover
duct
up.
tape.
Yeah, just every light because it is true.
Yes.
It's so dark.
Chris does that. My husband Chris does that in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, I
duct
do
tape,
too. I can't.
like
I
in the
can't.
hotel room. So they must walk in and just
You
think
sleep
a
better.
weirdo slept in here, like a serial killer or something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess really just taking care of yourself and getting good sleep, and don't beat yourself up. And this new year, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, cut yourself some slack.
marathon,
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
not a sprint. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
almost got it.
I know, almost. So that's it.
Okay,
We'll
yeah.
link.
And we are going to begin our podcast. We're still working on the hardwire stuff? The hard
like the
stuff?
technical.
Stuff because we're not very technical. So we're just trying to figure all that
We're
out.
not.
We've got all our content. Been working on writing down all our content. But we thought a little video would be fun just
Yeah.
to start off the new year.
Yes. So be kind to yourself.
Cheers. We have the same cups because we're twins. Black and white. Angel and the devil.